So let me just introduce myself. I was born in '84. Weak since childhood. More bugs. According to my grandparents, the flame is low. Easily harassed by dirty things. But luckily, there's nothing serious wrong. Let's start with an incident that happened in recent years. May be confused. Please be patient. In 2009, the Shatai passenger dedicated line was opened to traffic. I believe many people know that after the opening of this high-speed rail, due to construction quality issues, I was ordered to lead a team to repair it urgently, because it is a line that has already been opened to traffic. Especially the high-speed rail reaches a speed of 250 kilometers per hour. It's very dangerous, so protection work is difficult to carry out. So I had an idea. Make an application with the local railway police station. Enter the line after 10:30 every night. Withdraw before 5:20 a.m. And that's what happened. We were working on a huge bridge. The bridge is said to be mysterious because there have been 2 accidents before. One was in July 2007 when pouring concrete piers. A migrant worker stumbled to his death from a bridge pier. Once in 2008, the bridge erector beam fell with a 900-ton beam. It should be available at this time. Coincidentally, the day the bridge erector crashed was the anniversary of the migrant worker. So when the bridge is crossed during the day, everybody's feeling down. It was almost dawn that night. I brought a new intern. Go check the number of people. Inform the migrant workers that the depot has to cross the entire bridge. Halfway through, suddenly I saw a man under the bridge with one hand on his waist, looking up at the top, and the intern seemed to see it. Fiddle away. It's midnight. How can anyone in the wilderness? Didn't wait for him to finish. I just pulled his arm, walked quickly to the bridge, because I saw him talking. The man seems to have noticed us. Looking up with your head up. Vaguely give a very low, he laugh. It seems that the intern doesn't feel right either. The hand on my arm hurts. So we walked for about 10 minutes. At the bridgehead rendezvous with the troops. My back is soaking wet. The intern even sat on the ground with soft legs. That's when I had the heart to think about that place. I was surprised to find that bridge pier. Sure enough, it's the one who died. And it was July again. There's no plot. There's no twists. But it was real. I also chatted about this during the Chinese New Year. I also said that what you did was right. Just keep your head down and walk, and see something unclean at night. Laugh more terribly than cry. Moving on to the second ghost hitting the wall. I hadn't studied engineering that year. It is a possible school to learn first to save money. I rented one. We're going to set up campuses in the middle of nowhere. By the way, I forgot to mention the place name of this place. The name of this place is still very domineering. It's Crouching Tiger Bay. It has been a place where troops have been stationed since ancient times. It's also a notorious graveyard. Buried are all unnamed. The poor ghost who died in a foreign land. Our school has also rented abandoned barracks. It's quite far from the city. I was probably 16 or 17 that year. I don't remember very well. We just finished military training when school started. It It was the weekend of the second week after military training. I don't have class in the afternoon. It's been a week and I want to go out and play. The post-80s, basically no. At that time, internet cafes were rising. I am a die-hard internet fan immigrant, so I asked for people out to play together. 3 men and 1 woman in total. I won't say the name. There are 2 brothers for short. Let's call them Kings and Kings here. The other man is called Lao Wang Lei Kid. One has a personality similar to mine, a little temperamental, but still have a heart. The woman's name is Xiao Mei. It's my god sister. Little girls are not afraid of birth. That kind of rampage. A little reckless girl. We left school at 2 o'clock. Go straight to the internet cafe, regardless of the number of sisters. I went back to school at 6 o'clock, so as not to lock the door and can't get in. Lao Wang and Xiao may listen to me, so I dragged the brothers out of the internet cafe door, take a taxi and go back. But after waiting for half an hour, there is still no car. At this point I think, if only I had a car myself. After waiting for another 10 minutes, a taxi finally arrived. The kids are sitting in front because it's a girl. We were 4 guys huddled in the back. All the way Lao Wang and I bragged to each other. Said that a few more girls hung up. The brothers are there, too old to see us. No one paid attention to Xiao Mei. What place name did you say earlier? Wait until you find out. We stopped at the front door of the guest house. Our school is at the back door of the hotel, just across the road. But before, we also went through the front door of the guest house, through to the back door, so I don't care. After paying, let the taxi go. Who knows how the trouble started? After getting off the bus, we are going to enter the guest house and go through it, then go back to school. It should be there in 10 minutes. Who knew that afternoon? A car was lost in the hotel. A car said to be hundreds of thousands. Idle people, etc., are not allowed to enter. In case of bad luck, we decided to bypass the guest house on the left, take to the road. Our school is just across the road. Nobody took it seriously. The 5 of us giggled and laughed as we walked. Go to the left side of the hotel and take a look. Dude, compared to the bright lights in the guest house, this place is completely desolate. There's grass everywhere, little mounds of dirt. We didn't know it was a mass grave, so we just walked in. I'm also muttering in my heart. How did you choose this guest house to open in such a place? There are always so many luxury cars parked in the yard. I understand now. It is estimated that it is similar to now, a place in heaven and earth. I really didn't dare to open in the busy city in those years. A few of us are still fighting and moving forward until a scream. It's Xiao Mei's voice. Let's run over and take a look. At this time, Xiao Mei was already crying. Stand there afraid to move. Let's go take a look. On a hot day, a blast of cold air came up the back of the spine. Xiao Mei's feet. It is the skull of a dead man. It looks white in the dark. At this time, we men are actually afraid in our hearts. I went to take Xiao Mei's hand, patted him on the back. Tell him it's okay. Coward. Look at your usual tiger. That's scary. We're going to have an anatomy class later. "What is this?" While persuading Xiao Mei, she pulled him forward. In fact, my palms are sweaty at this time. Also forced to calm down. I always feel that on the skull. The black eye sockets are watching us. No one is in the mood to chat at this time. Hold hands and keep walking forward. No wind at night. It's so quiet. There's not even the sound of insects. Suddenly we see a black eye in front of us. How tall is a person? Just stand like that. Lao Wang seems a little annoyed. I ran over to see what it was. Fortunately, it's just a stone tablet. Lao Wang's gang usually smoke, so he takes a picture of the lighter. I vaguely saw a few words. The tomb of Pharaoh spat. He actually ran to the graveyard. We're going faster and faster after everyone's gone. Go faster. Everyone couldn't help but run. The memory is blurry after that. I just remember that we walked for a long time. I saw that stone tablet several times. Then we finally went to work. On the way to the school, the door has been locked. When we climbed over the wall, my hand got pulled by a glass ballast on the wall. Big bloody hole. That's when I kind of woke up. The previous memory has been hazy. Can't remember. Entering the school, I raised my hand and glanced at 11:30. Look at everyone's face. It's scary white. It looks like he just woke up from a big dream. Only Zhao Wang was still dumbfounded. Straight eyes. His brother asked him what was wrong. After asking several questions, he replied that it was all right. Everyone is in bad spirits. Didn't take it seriously. I quickly went back to my dormitory to sleep. In the next few days, Xiao Wang has been in a daze. The eyes are also straight. And then he got sick. His parents came to pick him up. 2 more weeks. The king was also taken away. The head teacher said they both dropped out of school, and the 3 of us never dared to go out at night again. I told my grandfather about it later. Grandpa said the child had lost his soul. If there were an old man who understood at that time, he would have called the soul. It's all right. If you delay, you may not be able to go back. That kid will be so confused for the rest of his life. And of course, telephones weren't ubiquitous at that time. I can't get in touch with them either. There is no way to verify whether Zhao Wang recovered later. I hope a powerful master can cure him. This has puzzled me for years. Tell me about it. Obviously, the straight line distance is only about 1 kilometer. Let's take a detour and stick to the wall of the guest house. The goal is a road that runs through. So easy to find. Why did you walk for 5 hours? Moving on to the 3rd one. Strange things happened during my construction in Shanyang City, Shanxi Province. It is said that there is a grave here. The countless tombs of Mother Mourning, but engineering people naturally have this line of care. When choosing a location, the leader takes the lead in preparing for 3 lifetimes of worship. They're breaking ground. No one knows what that means, but as I understand it, so that's a bit of worship. Cut the crap. Tell me about our encampment. When the ground was broken, the foot of a tomb was dug up. The manager is handling this matter. More experienced. Protect Namu and continue to dig down. The local authorities were not notified either. It was hastily buried again. Worshipped? Well, You can imagine why. Keep digging. If any cultural relics are dug up, the scene cannot be controlled. If you lose cultural relics, you will face a lawsuit. What's more, million has been invested. There's a whole bunch of people and machines waiting there. If the Cultural Heritage Bureau knew, it was both an expedition and an excavation. We don't have to do anything. Wait for the loss. Humph language, confusion. Don't go too far. Anyway, this place is pretty weird. 3 big cars overturned within a month of the initial construction. They are all sand-pulling cars, in the same place. Extremely flat ground. Fortunately, there were no casualties. Now I'm going to explain why it's weird. You all know that. The car was driving very slowly after entering the construction site. Are there many obstacles? This pile of steel and that pile of soil. Impossible to drive fast. The place where the car rolled over is very close to the unloading point again. After the first car overturned, the driver has already begun to be cautious, but there were still 2 cars flipped over in the back, especially the last car that flipped over. According to the driver's recollection, the side of the car seemed to have sunk into the void. Slowly tilt to that side, then he fell. But the weird thing is, to get out of the car and take a look. The ground there is because of the back and forth carts. Special magnet pressed. Even the wheel marks are shallow. Did something overturn the car? Due to land acquisition and demolition near us and the station. The village chief has some business dealings with that. The village chief told us, you must have lost one less. But this is no evil spirit. So you're just messing around and you want some incense. So our leaders have organizers, worshipped. It's over. I'm sure you think engineering shouldn't be so superstitious. It's actually not surprising. Life outside in the wilderness. When I encounter more strange things, I start to pay attention, including several railroad soldiers. The new railway bureau that turned around. Same here. There are many opportunities in engineering. For example, when tunneling, don't enter the women's room to avoid him. I've seen it firsthand. When in Shaanxi, a female reporter from a provincial TV station, you insist on entering. Start telling him the danger and he's still there. Finally, the leader is anxious, just not allowed in. There is no reason not to give an interview. Get out now. You can see how entrenched this opportunity is. There are many more. For example, tree stumps in the wild cannot be done. That is the location of the mountain godland. It's not that every time you make a stake, something happens. It's just that it might crash into the land of the mountain gods. Surprise, etc. After all, barren mountains. It is inevitable that there will be some cultivation. Now, number 4, the sixth sense. Maybe it's a hunch. It was still in Shitai in 2009, still on that giant bridge, still with that little intern. We're going to another bridge through Fant. Between the 2 bridges is a long tunnel, because I'm not building tunnels at cheap, so I can't remember the name of the tunnel. We were in the car under the bridge. I've always had a feeling of fright. I feel like I don't want to go on that bridge. But am I a watch handsome to bring a younger brother? It's impossible not to go for no reason. So he bit the bullet and moved forward. When you go to the other side, which is the entrance of the tunnel, I somehow feel like I can't go in. I can't tell you why. Just walk in. Tunnel built. I'm more flustered than when I started getting off the bus. When we were trembling, when walking into the middle of the tunnel. Started to hear a slight noise in the track. I rely on a car to be late. Just passed by here. At this time, the little intern is still there in a daze. I've already reacted. Immediately grab his arm and run. It's too late. I already see the front of the car. At this time, I saw a shadow not far ahead, only 10 meters away. I think it must be the B-car hole. You all know that. When railway maintenance personnel are working on the road, if a train passes by, we'll hide machinery, equipment, and personnel in the B-car hole. It's all in design. But when we rushed over, oh my God, that's part of the tunnel. When one ring is poured, 2 rings are less optical flow. It's a shadow. Is God going to kill me? The train has entered the tunnel. There is a small bit in front. Take a real picture and grab it. The little intern is already hiding behind me. I plug one ear with one shoulder, one hand covering one ear. Shout out to the little intern and cover your ears. Then, in my heart, I began to meditate on Lamar to save the suffering. Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. I felt a strong wind coming from my eyes. Pull me straight to the track, right hand holding the sign. The joints are a little painful. The flesh on his face was shaking from the blow. Fortunately, the car passed by. Life is still there. Look at the sign that almost pulled the man away. Looking back at the little sacrifices. The young man looked at me with a pale face. I shouted and ran out. Then we ran out of the tunnel together. Xiao Huo's ears seemed to be crushed by the wind. Temporarily deaf, I shouted to him very loudly. He still can't hear clearly. Fortunately, there were no sequelae left. Otherwise I'll die of guilt. A layman might think it's nothing. Don't you often have scenes like this in movies? The hero leans against the wall of the tunnel. The train whizzed by. The wind pressure brought by the purely acting train, especially the piston phenomenon in the tunnel, enough to roll someone under a car and crush them. Haha, I can still remember the tunnel entrance clearly. We sat and smoked, and we got that afterlife feeling. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever had a similar hunch? I suddenly have this feeling of fright. Please stay where you feel safest. Don't go anywhere. Remember. Now, number 5. That was when I was a medical student. Qian Wenwen mentioned that I was studying medicine at a branch school. Speaking of which, have to complain about the evil school. To save money, it actually built a branch school in Crouching Tiger Bay. This is a place full of graves. What's even more perverse is the autopsy room, located in the same corridor as our boys' dormitory. No more gossip. I was 18. After the freshman military training, we start the official class. Everyone knows about studying medicine. Anatomy is a basic course, understanding the human body to better grasp professional knowledge. So when the first week of classes started, So we had the subject of anatomy in the first anatomy class, theory general. It is often about the specific operation of the next class or something. Our anatomy teacher was very strict, supposedly a graduate student. This is at our third trade health school, even if you are a coward. So people listened with curiosity. In the afternoon, a freezer truck came to the school. Everyone guesses that it may be the car that pulled the body. So the boys went to look at the corpse curiously. It's a woman, about 50 years old, probably died of illness. It can be painful when you are thin and dislike it, so the expression is a little hideous. It was quite lively at first, when looking at the worker pulling the corpse, carrying the body into the hallway of our dormitory when it was placed next door to us. And then I was numb, standing at the door with my classmates, watching the workers skillfully set up the table, pouring into blankets full of formalin, wrap the body, and put it on. Anatomy class the next day. Let's forget about it. When I go back to the dormitory at night, met our anatomy teacher and said hello. He said he was going to give us tomorrow's class. Prepare. We didn't care. The next day, the first big lesson was anatomy. Teacher's eyes. Bloodshot led us to the autopsy room. Lift the blanket. God, guess what? The skin of the corpse was kicked off. Number of dark red muscles surfaced blood vessels. Some fat granules. The most terrifying thing is that the eyelids are gone. 2 eyeballs are a little lost water. The chest and abdomen were opened and then covered. The teacher actually did this all night. Stand without haha. There is nothing to say about the subsequent courses. Let's count the knives. It's impossible. We just take the inverse and open the chest to see those structures. Compare the content of the book. I have two. Men and women have those nerves. There was a girl who was very bold at the time. Also very serious comparison. Turning is the most diligent. And now she's my wife. At night, there is a boy in our dormitory named Xiaojin. He mysteriously took out a paper bag and showed it to us. When it unfolds, it shows a curved body hair, and you all probably know where that is. We asked him where he said it came from. He happily said that the autopsy belonged to the old beautiful woman. The nerves of my stressful day finally broke down. Let's lift that kid up. Hit the wall hard. Throw it behind the door and squeeze it with the door. Finally, the kid was forced by us. Returned that thing back at night. He didn't say anything when he came back. Just a little pale. Everyone didn't have much time to chat, so they all went to bed. We heard him talking in his sleep at night. Dudusac doesn't know what he's talking about. Until one night, dazed, the little scumbag child was shaken awake by me. Told me she'd been gone for an hour. Will something happen? I was really sleepy. Just say where you can go. Don't worry about him. He always sleeps. Because I was shooting, and it is relatively fierce among classmates. The child always goes back to sleep after listening to me. But after a while I let the urine wake up. Hear the kid still rolling over there. I just asked. I haven't slept yet. Let's go to the toilet with my brother. The child said that the little bitch hasn't come back yet. The other night, I saw him go out for a long time. I asked him what he was doing, and he didn't speak. I think indeed. That kid seems to be confused in class recently. It seems that I can't sleep well. I woke up the dorm again. The two were not separated. I went out to look for a circle and didn't see anyone. Then the kid came back by himself. Sure enough, no one will pay attention. He took off his clothes and went back to sleep. We thought about it for a long time. I thought it might be sleepwalking. You've all heard of some medical schools sleepwalking. The legend of eating corpses. I was scared. I kept looking at the little bitch, and no one fell asleep. The next day, we discussed it behind Xiaojian's back. Decided to follow him to see it at night, but by 2 o'clock at night, Jian is still sleeping soundly. We couldn't help but fall asleep, sleeping confused. I feel like someone bit me. Look when you are about to scold. See the child standing in front of me, Boo? Look at that. I saw the little bitch wearing clothes on the bed, and everyone else in the room was awake. Everyone stared at the little bitch quietly. I saw her get dressed and go out. Eyes seemed to be half open and half closed. We followed. I saw the little scumbag kick and step out of the dormitory. It's going fast. We followed quickly. School is too quiet at night. Not too many lights. We saw the little bitch. He walked to the bushes by Watton and sat down and started to mutter, but I can't hear what's being said. There seems to be a smile on his face. It's too dark for us to see. No one dared to go over or call him. It is said that sleepwalkers are suddenly awakened. You will be scared to death by yourself. After half an hour, the little bitch went back. The next day, a few of us started to press the little bitch. What good dreams did you have at night? Muttering in his sleep, he looked quite happy. Xiao Xiao said he, with a mean face, dreaming of a beautiful woman, and let me hug it. How many times have you dreamed? He's quite proud. Sure enough, the nerves are still so thick. So we told him about his sleepwalking. At first he didn't believe it, and here we are. And he did, but I still don't care. My dad matured early. Think more. Just tell him that sleepwalking is scary. You don't know when you sleepwalk? What will it do? What if you do something that hurts everyone? I told him about sleepwalking and eating corpses again. Now he might have thought of something. God is a little nervous, and he called his father. His dad took him back after a few days off. Then he came back and seemed to be fine. I asked him what was going on and didn't say anything. I just don't seem as bold as I used to be. I won't go out by myself when I go to the toilet at night.